What's up? What's going on, you guys?
How you doing?
Good, good. Intemperate Sons. Congratulations on your last album, Dark Days Night, 2024 release. And you guys are off to a great start, even though you started in 2019. You guys really are making the waves now. A lot of videos, a lot of singles, and you know, I guess we'll start with Max first, since you're on top of the video. Um,
hmm
uh, what do you contribute your success so far to music?
What do I contributed to?
Yeah,
That's definitely gonna be uh, Amir and Ryan. They're the members of Julian K, and they have record label company Framework,
right. Yeah.
and so they kind of manage us. And Amir, he actually produces a lot of our stuff. Like he's the one who mixes it and adds like cool little trippy stuff. And yeah, a lot of the stuff they're doing and just the mass marketing that we've been doing with Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, all that stuff.
I guess that's the way to go now, right? To get noticed, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and all the rest of the stuff. I guess because back in the day it was everything by mail. Now everything's just push a button and hope for the best. I guess, right? How about you, Keith? How you feel about the music scene right now?
I mean, for it's changed drastically. It's really, the whole thing about touring and gigging and things of that nature. And you've got venues closing, their doors. It's making it difficult. So we still do that. We toured with Julian K last year, actually, and that was successful. But what we're obviously putting some emphasis on too is branding online, making sure that we have good songs, good videos that goes with the songs, because people consume their music in a million more ways than they did, just 10 years ago, honestly. So we're concentrating on that as well. Excuse me. Um, we make sure that we get a video of, because YouTube is bigger than Spotify in terms of its reach, at least is what we're finding. So video, I know, killed the radio star a long time ago, but it's still important. People still like to see you know the band with the song. So
Right. Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. Um, for me, I started my rock eyes like back a long time ago, 2005, whatever. And for me, a lot of things changed too. Before I would get the packages in the mail. Now everything's email, and for me, I can't keep up. I get 200 to 300 emails a day per day, and I have to find bands I like. But I like Shauna, so like everything she sends me, I listen to, no matter
oh
what, good, bad, or not. She's great to me, and she really pushes the bands, and you guys too. You know, so
yeah, I mean,
congratulations.
Max mentioned Ryan and Amir, but Shauna has been equally as instrumental in helping get the word out for us. So I'm with you on that.
Cool, cool. Now, being compared to bands like Alice in Chains, what goes through your mind saying, them guys are like legends?
Yeah, because I was listening to Alice in Chains since am old enough to remember. Dad would always have either Dirt or Facelift in the car,
Right.
and I probably listened to Alice in Chains exclusively up until like sixth grade. Then I got a phone and an iPod Nano, and then I was like, oh, there's a lot more out here.
Uh-huh.
And then started listening to a lot more 90s bands like Seether, Puddle of Mud,
Uh-huh.
Nirvana, Soundgarden.
Right.
And yeah, the 90s sound definitely has the most influence on me. It's so rich and it's just so raw.
Right.
I just
Yeah.
love the sound of it.
Cool, cool, cool. Now, you guys are in Texas or from,
Yeah.
how's the music scene there?
It's 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 gotten a little bit more. It's gotten better in some respects. Like I said, some venues have closed, but there's still some really good legendary venues that really support original music. One of which is Trees, which Nirvana played before they ever made it big. There's a legendary show there that's on YouTube that.
Wow.
But so we're actually playing there in February, and Clint Barlow, the owner of Trees, is he's one of the biggest supporters of original music in our scene anyway. So, and it's good too because there's a lot of diversity in the types of bands that are here. It used to be more metal centric, but it's luckily for us because we're more alternative. That's coming around. So I'm cautiously optimistic that things are going to make a turn
Mhm.
from a venue perspective
Right. Cool.
around here.
Cool. Cool. Around where I am, New York, New Jersey, basically the big bands are tribute bands. They seem like they pack the house. I'm not saying the originals are lower class or whatever you want to call it. It just don't, excite the fans here compared to tribute bands. And I don't, I'm not into the tribute bands. I won't go to a show for tribute bands. I want to hear
Yeah,
the original stuff. So, what's your feeling on that?
they're still big here too. I mean, when you talk about like if if you're looking at like the cultural center, if you will, of Dallas Fort Worth, like Deep Ellum, for example, there's original bands are still playing there. Tribute bands are really big, and even in some of the mid-level kind of venues where nationals would come play. When nationals aren't here, they'll play tributes there. But I have seen some venues
Right,
coming around and putting together shows with originals and tributes too.
right.
So hopefully that'll be a trend that continues to go.
Cool, cool. Now, your first release was The Color Within,
Yeah, that was
Yes,
our first album.
right? Yeah, right. And how was that received?
pretty well. I mean, we actually that was before we actually had a gigging bass player, Mark. So when we did that album, Max was talking about Amir. Amir played guitar and bass on some of the really bass. He played guitar on one track, but he played bass for us. And then Tony Franklin from the Firm. I don't know if you remember
Yeah,
Jimmy Page, Paul
yeah.
Rogers. Yeah, he played. He actually played bass on the title track on that. So it was very well received for a first release, and we learned a lot because that was our first album. So we learned a lot, going into the studio and kind of who we are and what we want to sound like. You
Cool,
know,
Especially
cool,
with those first couple of songs.
yeah,
cool, cool. Now, was that an indie release?
yeah. No, actually, that was initially we before Ryan and Amir put together Framework, we released a couple of songs just on the really it was with CD Baby, and
Uh-huh.
then Amir and Ryan decided, hey, we're starting this label, and we want you guys to be on it. So what we ended up doing is releasing that album essentially through their label,
Right.
going through at that time it was In Grooves to get it out there, but yeah, it's cool too. The guys took a chance on us and they put their name on our stuff and support us. So they've really helped us along
Cool,
for sure.
cool. Now, the next release was Game of Keep Away, or was that a single?
That was a single,
Uh-huh.
and that was actually produced by Ryan. And we actually, and Amir, we flew out there and recorded that at Maps in Fullerton out in California. And we're in the studio with them for 2 days. We laid that song down. So,
Yeah.
and actually, Amir played on that one too. He played a little.
Yeah, I played a little kindergarten part, as he calls it.
So, Max, what was the last concert you attended?
Ooh, like big concert or just little concert?
Anyone?
I guess
Oh,
the last big concert I went to, it was what was it? BFD, I think, in 2019.
Uh-huh.
Saw Alice in Chains, Breaking Benjamin, and Bush, and they were all great.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, because I'd never seen Bush or Breaking Benjamin before, but they were both fantastic. And that was at I think at the Toyota Music Factory in Dallas or Irving, wherever it is. And then every other show I've gone to lately has just been watching other bands that we're playing with. Like those are kind of my shows now. I don't really go to concerts all that often.
Cool, cool. How about you, Keith?
I guess the last big concert I went to was, I think it was Depeche Mode.
Wow.
I came to the AAC, and it, it was, I can't remember who opened for them, but yeah, it was Depeche Mode. So, I mean, before that, I got to see Jane's Addiction before Perry Farrell uh,
Plush.
got ejected from the band. It was with Smashing Pumpkins, and I saw Poppy. Poppy was good too. She was really good. That was a good show. Same, and actually the same venue. So I'm a little diverse in my who I go watch. I've seen Tori Amos. I've seen Iron Max, and I went and saw Iron Maiden on the Book of Souls tour. That
Wow.
was great. We've seen Mastodon, one of our favorite bands, a couple of times,
Yeah.
and actually met them. So
Pretty cool.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, I'm a concert photographer, so I saw like so many stuff. I worked for a magazine called Metal Forces out of the UK, and they sent me all over the photograph from King Diamond to Pat Benatar. So
wow,
like the latest show I went to was a band called Plush, and they're all girls, and they played a small venue, and now all of a sudden they're playing like huge places.
that's
They're all
great.
all
That's all.
girls. So it's interesting. Some of the bands I get to see that I don't know nothing about, but I'm sent to photograph them, and I end up loving them. So
Yeah,
like pretty cool, pretty cool. So let's get to Dark Days Night. Tell me a little bit about that album and the forward motion of the band from compared to the Color Within to Dark Day Night.
I would say the biggest thing is the two biggest things on that album were Jake and Max both essentially stepped up in the writing process, but we also have stepped up our production, producing process too, especially with the mirror. I mean, I generally say he's the fifth member of our band because, as Max said, he mixes our stuff, but he's our sounding board on, arrangement and different things of that nature. And so he's been super instrumental in helping. In fact, we talked about Game of Keep Away. We went out there with Ryan and Amir for that, but on Dark Days Night, the title track for that album, he actually flew into Dallas and sat in the producer's chair when we recorded that song as well. So,
That song came out nothing like we came in with it.
right. But
So
I mean,
so go ahead.
Max, talk about the. I mean, you really stepped up your writing game. Really on that album. You did.
Yeah, I've always I've been writing lyrics since I was probably around 15, 16. But everything I wrote at that point, I was like, man, this is stupid, man. It's just edgy teenager crap.
Uh-huh.
But now as I've gotten older and I just see, what's going on in the world, it just sucks. So it just prompts me to write more stuff.
Hopefully you kept some of that stuff that you didn't like too much, and you could always doctor it up now, and maybe it'll be a big hit.
Yeah,
Never know.
I always joke
That's
about
right.
re-recording going crazy.
Tell me a little bit about some of the cover tunes that you guys do, like "Dead Flowers" by the Stones and stuff like that. You enjoy doing that stuff?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably it's not my favorite Rolling Stones song, but I think it's Dad's and Jake's. I don't know about Mark, but because we played that when did we start playing that? Like 3, 4 years ago?
pretty close. Yeah, actually, yeah,
Yeah,
2022, so 3 years
yeah.
ago. Yeah.
I remember we went to the kitchen studios where we record most of our stuff, and he had like a little video shoot there where he took a couple of bands and they just played a couple of songs and they uploaded it to YouTube,
Uh-huh.
and we played Dead Flowers acoustically. And I think that was one of the
It was
first times
live.
we ever
Yeah, it was
played
a
it
live
live.
acoustic show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. You got to get in that Jagger mood.
Yeah. Jake says I remind him of Mick Jagger. So.
Yeah. Cool, cool, cool. Tell me about Meat Sweet Soup, the video.
Well, the video is so a lot of times that was kind of my idea. I mean,
Uh-huh.
Max wrote the song. That was like a Max brought that song to us pretty much completely written, so which was awesome. But I just thought it was kind of I created the video. You know, when films become 100 years old, they're in the public domain. I'm sure you know that with being a photog and everything. But so I decided, and I didn't even know that Nosferatu the remake was coming out.
Right,
But
yeah.
my buddy Paul Gervasi, who has he actually shot um, our video for Wall of Glass, and he did our video with Cody Renee Cameron for Broken Door.
Right.
I was texting him and talking because he's a film guy. He's done videos for Dolly Parton and some things, and he kind of gave me that idea. And so I went and downloaded the video, and then I took some. We played the song at the Whiskey, so when we played in November, so I kind of edited that up and was fascinated with the actual silent movie aspect of it, and then the black and white scenario. I just thought it was like it was I Max can tell you what the meaning of the song was, but I just thought that the emotion of that movie kind of built up to the way I feel when I sing backups and listen to the song when we play it on stage. So
Tell me a little bit about the video for Brothers.
go ahead,
Oh,
Max.
yeah, we recorded Brother for me and Jake's brother Ryan. He's our half brother, and uh, he's just had a lot of struggles in his life, and he just means a lot to us. So we wanted to do something special for him. So we recorded one of our favorite Alice in Chains songs, and then with the video, we stitched together like a whole bunch of family photos and all that stuff. And it was just honestly just like a really nice present for him.
Oh, very cool, very cool. You guys seem like you put out a lot of singles. Do you think that's the way to go right now? And I know a lot of bands are just putting out singles, no more albums and stuff like that. What's your feeling
Yeah,
on?
the whole thinking behind it is that the I guess it's the attention span cycle
Mhm.
of the listener these days, and part of that has to do with the fact that they have 6 trillion options, right? So if you treat every song as an asset, whether you're going to release them all as a single or you're going to release, I don't know, half of them and then drop an album. If you drop the album, it's a in this day and age with the way that you have to market things, it would be hard to do that unless you're doing this like big national tour that you get behind
Right.
and go out there forever, right? So, and every band these days are doing it. We're we believe in that methodology at least right now until things change. So, and it's nice to be able to treat every song as its own asset, its own art package, its own video presentation, you
Right.
know, everything.
Yeah,
So
definitely attention span too, because even like my interviews and stuff like that, if they're too long, I'm sure people just click off and they get tired, and stuff like that. So I understand that completely. Tell me your feeling about vinyl making a resurgence.
well, Amir, our buddy,
Uh-huh.
I consider him like a brother. My wife had a bunch of vinyl, but we started collecting some, and Amir got me into that more. I mean, obviously, I had vinyl when I was a kid, and
Uh-huh.
it just sounds great as a medium. And the thing is, we talked about how you release stuff. It's also too having physical product behind
Right.
it, right?
Uh-huh.
And vinyl has made a resurgence, and that's kind of exciting too because the whole art package of it and being able to think about it from that standpoint. So we've both albums were printed on vinyl. We actually printed our first album at Third Man Pressing, Jack White's company up in Detroit, and then this last one we had done. Uh, Jake did all of the art on this last one. Actually, just we're super proud of it. But the other thing is too is we've got a guy in the UK, Mike Marsh, that knows how to master vinyl.
Right. Yeah.
So, and our songs lend themselves very well to that because we do 3-part harmony. We do, yeah, well, in studio, Max is doing most of it, but depends on the song. But
Uh-huh.
our music is, it sounds good on vinyl, so just makes sense to have, you got to sell. These days, bands are selling T-shirts
Uh-huh.
or whatever physical product they can. So why not have vinyl?
Cool, cool. How about you, Max? What do you feel about vinyl coming back?
Oh, I love it because as a kid, the only real experience with vinyl I had was mom playing Josh Groban and Yanni
Uh-huh.
albums.
Uh-huh.
And I guess the first time I ever really played vinyl for myself was the first night I ever did LSD with my buddy Zach. And he had this massive shelf just packed full of records.
Uh-huh.
And he was passed out and he was just like, you know what? Play whatever you want. I don't care. So
Uh-huh.
I grabbed Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon,
Uh-huh.
which I had never heard before.
Wow.
And I put that in, and oh my God, the rest is history. I've been in love with vinyl ever since.
Yeah, definitely. I think my early vinyl might have been Tommy James and the Shondells. Like that's all, you know. So tell
My
me,
parents had that. They had a big console, thing with the vinyl and the 8-track in there. They had that album. I remember that album.
the only thing bad about albums, you got to go get a turntable now and a unit, to play the stuff. A lot of people buy it just to have it, not even play it. So it's like a collector item now,
Yeah,
So
I've got 700 albums right over here in my room. Obviously, I've got a background here, but yeah,
cool. So what's your favorite?
my favorite record on vinyl,
Uh-huh.
probably of all time, is Ozzy,
Uh-huh.
Diary of a Madman.
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, any of the Rush we have all of the Rush albums uh, from definitely from the vinyl era, probably from the '90s back. So those are all good. They all sound really well,
Right.
and I love I love some of the old metal stuff. I've got some goth stuff too. I've got Bauhaus. I've got Lords of the New Church, but I've got
Yeah,
the
that's a good album.
Scorpions.
Yeah.
You know,
Got a good collection there.
oh yeah, for sure.
Cool, cool. Can you tell me anything about shows coming up you want to talk about?
Well, the one that we're excited about, and which I was, talking about trees, on February 21st.
Uh,
This is a cool and kind of unique gig. We're playing at Trees with two big local band, or actually three big local bands.
uh,
And what we're doing is it is an original music kind of showcase, but we'll play, I don't know, 4 or 5 songs of our own. We're going to play 2 covers from bands that inspire us,
mhm.
and then we're going to play. We're learning a song from one of the bands, and we're going to present it ourselves. So we're all kind of cross contaminating, and kind of doing that. So
Yeah, the other band's doing Dark Days Night.
Cool, cool.
yeah,
Definitely.
so
Max, can you tell me
uh,
anything about merchandise you guys got?
Oh, we got a bunch of T-shirts. We got shot glasses. We have little koozies. I have
Oh,
one just on standby right here.
uh-huh. Wow.
And earrings, necklaces, uh, picks. We have pretty much everything.
Cool, 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 cool.
Vinyl CDs, yeah.
Do we have hats still, or did we sell all of
We
those?
do. We have a few hats left, yeah.
Yeah,
We're about to get some hoodies made too. So
that'll be nice.
Yeah, it's cold here. It's 19 degrees. So
Ooh,
here, yeah. Just a
it's
couple days ago it was 7. So
oh
it's,
man,
yeah.
that's
You
it it had been cold here. We had some snow a couple of weeks ago, but today it was 70. So
yeah.
wow. We got snow right now, and tomorrow's going to be 50. So it'll be gone. But I mean, it's snowing out. Dogs love it, but
yeah,
not not me. I don't want to shovel. So cool, cool. So, guys, did I miss anything you like to talk about?
I know.
Oh, nothing
No,
on my mind, no.
the only thing I would say is, we're working on our third album now, and one other thing is we're going to release a live EP,
Mhm.
and we just released our first single off the live EP. All of the stuff was recorded live without a net at the Whiskey. So we just released Broken Door Friday,
Uh-huh.
which is kind of a reimagined kind of thing because we recorded it acoustic originally, but so we're gonna have 4 songs that we're gonna release from that show.
Uh-huh.
So
Cool, cool. You guys ever do acoustic shows?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I love acoustic. I
yeah.
love it.
We have a friend who lives like 3 hours away from us, but they have like little mobile home, and we'll just bring our acoustic amps and our guitars and just like go have a little party over there sometimes.
we talked about the kitchen. We did that live there, but we've gone to the place we just played this weekend down in the Austin area. We played an acoustic show down
Oh
there.
yeah,
All of our stuff can be done electric or acoustic,
except once again.
except once again. That's right.
Yeah,
Maybe there's a couple that can. I don't know.
yeah, maybe one or two.
My favorite artist is Cat Stevens, and I love just listening to his music and his lyrics and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
congratulations once again, you guys. Max and Keith, great talking to you. Would you like to say anything to the fans out there?
We love you all.
Yeah. Thanks so much for your support. I mean, we're approaching 1 million streams on our second album, which is pretty amazing
Yeah,
considering, the our little band from Texas. So we appreciate the support
Thanks a lot,
very
guys. See you
much.
later.
all right.
Thanks.
Bye
See
bye.
you. Bye.